What's going on, you guys? So I am headed to the junkyard this early morning, and I'm driving the CRX because my brother took the van. But I must say the car drives really nice, other than the exhaust being super loud and raspy. I'll take care of that really soon if it bothers me that much. Right now it's just a light drone, but bearable. I noticed right now that third and fifth gear slightly pops out depending on how fast I'm driving, but right now, without touching it, it drives perfectly fine, and I'm happy overall. It's pretty torquey, like it still goes in fifth gear pretty good, but we're about to get to the junkyard, so we'll continue in there once we find the cars we are looking for. So if you guys remember, I came over here a few weeks ago and I snagged the transmission from this car, and the light and flywheel is still there. I'm actually looking for a G35 sedan coolant reservoir for my brother's car, and I'm looking for the Volvo's S40s and EF trailing arms. One rotor slipstream, and to distinguish a slipstream, if you guys don't know, slipstreams are thin like the SW388s, and they have this line in the middle. Fresh EF hatch, race car status. So these have trailing arms, and I'm almost certain I'm just going to snag these. Near complete. I'm not going to be needing any of the drum stuff because I'm going to try to convert to disc brakes since my CRX has disc brakes. A6 motor, multi-point injection. Gotta move before I start buying shit. This is what I came here for. You got wheel galore. This is what I'm looking for. Pretty clean. Looks new. My brother's car is like cracked all the way around. I'm gonna pull this out really quickly and continue walking the yard. So apparently these 01 plus Volvo S40s have these red head injectors, which are supposed to be 440s, but I'm gonna take these, figure it out when I get home, and if they work out, this is what I'm gonna be using for the B20. So I've already took off the driver's side trailing arm, taking off the passenger side right now. I just stripped it of all of its drum components because I'm not going to be needing any of these, and the parking cables, because I want to try to go disc. We're not going to be able to use that, and all I got to do now is this 14, this one here, 17s, 14 for the toe, and then we're going to get on out of here. All right guys, so we're back here at the house, and not exactly sure what I'm going to do today, but I did notice a few things with the car. First and foremost, again, the car is stupid loud. eBay 2.5 exhaust with the eBay resonator and eBay muffler. It wasn't that loud with the single cam, but with the B20, holy shit, it is super loud and raspy. So I had to shift super early in order to keep the tone down. And other than that, it's really not that bad on the freeway, depending on how fast you're driving. The second thing is my throttle keeps getting stuck, and when I'm sitting at a light, it will be at about 3,000. I tried using my toe to pull the pedal back and all that, and it wouldn't drop in the idle. Had to pull into the parking lot and kind of tinker with the throttle body and get it down to about 1100 idle. I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna pull it off and clean it. It does get stuck, like I would have to tap it and then it'll be super fast. It's pretty slacked on the cable there, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. I know the idle air control valve is a little old too, so I might have to pull that out, clean it out, and hope that all goes well with the idle. And while I was doing that, I noticed that the fan is super loud. I forgot that this is a 13-inch ball fan, and it's really high powered, so the fan was super loud when I had my windows rolled down. But I guess that's a good thing because we know the fan's working and we know it's drawing a ton of air. If you guys remembered, I retained the stock cable for the VSS, and it works, no check engine light whatsoever, but it is 10 miles or so off of the gauge cluster, and I have the TRC app on my phone, and I was trying to see how fast I was going, and it showed that I was doing about 70 while my cluster was doing 80. And I'm not worried about that. As long as I'm not going faster than the person in the lane next to me, I'm good. And as long as we don't have a check-in light, we're gooch. So again, I'm not sure what I'm going to do today, but because we still have some daylight, what I am probably going to try to do is take off these 949s right here from my car, and I want to try to test fit it on the fronts, get my front ride height adjusted to the wheels and tires, and then once I get the fronts level to where I want it to be, I'm going to move them to the back and then adjust the back accordingly. Because like I said, I'm probably going to be using the 949s for when I drive out to the challenge, because they are 225/50/15. They are our compound tires, so I think it'll do great on the setup after it's all turboed, all-wheel drive and all that. I think those tires size and compound should be good for the CRX to drive it there and on the track as is, no slicks. I'm sure it'll perform great. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trailing arms out the car and kind of take the stuff out of the car that don't belong and get the car to settle how it should weight-wise, and then we'll start the swap-a-roo. So on to it. I'm sure with the Rode mic you guys can pick up the fan and how loud it is. But the 949 is fitted on, no adjustment on the suspension yet, and you can see how it's really close. My fenders are rolled, but it's not pulled, and I don't plan on pulling it. I just want to raise it enough that when I have two people in the car, it'll you know, lower it down to the point of no touch. And right now it's not touching at all, but I want to ensure that it won't, and I don't want to have to adjust the suspension again later. This side's a little bit higher, and ideally I kind of want it like this. So once I get the driver's side matched up to this right here, we'll move the wheels to the back and then adjust the back a little bit higher than this, because I do like my car kind of raked, and we'll go from there. Damn it. Well, we lost a lot of daylight, and I got the driver's side adjusted. I was helping my brother change out his thermostat on his G35 and his coolant reservoir or overflow tank, whatever. But we got this side equal to the passenger side, and so we're about 23.5 from the floor to the fender, and this side is also about 23.5. Actually, I might even keep the 949s on the car, since all it's doing is sitting on the wagon, or I might just use it for the test fit and then still rock the slipstreams with the Durezas, because you know, it's going to be raining again soon, and I don't want to be rocking the ATRK Sport in the rain, hydroplane, spin out, God knows what can happen. So yeah, I'm gonna put my front slips back on, and then I'm gonna move the car backwards, and I'm gonna put the 949s in the back and then adjust those. Threw the slipstreams on the wagon real quick, and apparently it clears my ITR calipers. That's a plus. Barely though, look at that. But at least I now know the slipstream is clear, and if I can ever afford SW388s in 15, I'm gonna swoop me up some. So the back is tucking nicely, but that is not what I want, because I mean, I carry a lot of stuff in the back of the car, and when I go on this trip I'm gonna have a ton of things, so that means the back has to come up. Now the way these chassis are made, the back arches are actually lower than the front, and that's why when you install brand new coilovers at the same height and you throw it on the car, it's raked in the rear because this arch is lower. So here we have 23.5. I marked it right there, a little under 23.5, and it's the same on the other side. So my goal is probably to get it to 24. It should be rake enough, or if not even with the front. If you guys saw the front, if I recorded it earlier, you should be able to see that I was able to put like my finger through it and run my finger across the top of the tire, and that is the goal with this, if not a tad bit higher. But now I gotta jack it back up, take off the wheel, take off the control arm, loosen up the body of the coilover, and turn it downward. I'm telling you, this Harbor Freight light right here, I don't know the part number on it, but that is the brand right there. It's usually sold out, but I'm telling you guys, this thing is super useful for like small areas where you can't get a light to, or if you run out of extension cord, or you know what I'm saying, if you ain't got an LED light, this one right here works amazing. So what I did was I took off, let me change the light position here. So what I did here was I took off the 14mm for the control arm. I loosened that one up a little bit, and then I took this one completely out so I could kick the lower control arm down. You see where I'm kicking it down? So I could adjust the body. Now I'm gonna adjust this like half an inch, so that way we can be, you know, where we want to be at 24 inches. If not a tad bit more, that's perfectly fine. But I'm gonna leave it right there. Take a measuring tape from the top to the bottom, and I'm gonna go measure the same thing on the other side. Be sure to lock your collar right there, and then put all your bolts back together. Put your wheels back on. Jack stand's important. All right, so we have the rear now adjusted to 23 3/4. You can't really see with this bright ass light. Hold on a second. All right, still can't see it, but it's 20. Dang it! It's about 23 3/4. It's a 1/4 inch higher than the top. That little black line right there, that is 23 1/2. So it's a 1/4 inch taller than the front, which is perfectly fine in case we put weight in the rear, which I know we're gonna have weight in the rear soon. But I am satisfied with this ride height. It's definitely clearing the 225 5015 ATR K Sports. So the front looked good, the back looks great, and now I'm gonna swap out my wheels back and pretty much call it a night. All right guys, so this is gonna be the end of the video. The car feels good, the ride height looks good with the slipstreams back on it, and I'm headed to the bank, but progress is being made, guys. We got the trailing arm, so look forward to the next video of me making jigs for it so we can start modifying the RT 4-wheel drive trailing arms for the car. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.